Welcome back to the Q Show. I'm glad you guys have tuned into my latest videos. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about bullying. And now bullying, this is a topic that is very personal to me, and I'm sure to you as well. We're going to talk about how, what, when, all these elements that bullying can take place. So let's start off with how. Bullying, people can be bullied by either physically, emotionally, or even verbally. Let's talk about verbally. When a bully talks about someone, which is the victim, when they say, oh, they're ugly, or they pick on them because of the shoes they wear, or they don't have money, or the way they look, that's a verbal way of being bullied. Physically, when a bully is putting their hands on the victim, and when they're beating them up, touching them, feeling on them, those type of things. And as far as emotionally, a person can be bullied emotionally is when a bully messes with one of the victim's people, or says something about them or their family. So we're going to discuss these issues and how we can see solutions for these. So let's start off. A bully. What is a bully? A bully is someone that has very low self-esteem and that puts other people down to make themselves feel better. So how can we see this problem stop? Well, that's quite simple. We have to reach out to the community and get these teens to know themselves. It all starts when you have to know your value. If you know your value, then you won't see a lot of people being bullied or getting bullied. You won't see that. A bully doesn't have any worth. They don't know their worth. So when they don't know their worth, they try to go pick on other people or get at other people to make themselves feel better because they don't know themselves and they're lost. So how can we fix that? Well, we have to, it takes organization, it takes clubs, it takes people to stand up against those bullies and really get the problem out of them. Because believe it or not, the bullies are suffering physically and emotionally. They're just not showing it because they don't show their emotions, or they're showing it by bullying other people. So we have to get out there and really see the root of their problem. So for instance, there was an issue that I saw on Facebook. It was a video where there was this boy that was bullying another boy because of the clothes that he was wearing. Comes to turn out is the bully was bullying him because he never used to have those type of things that the victim had. He never had the type of clothes, or had the financially wasn't good in that area, so he was picking on him because of that. So what ended up happening was that the bully end up realizing that he was picking on other people due to his own issues. So once he realized that, I guess he came to a conclusion and he apologized and to the victim, and now they're actually cool and they're starting their own organization too. So that's something that when I saw the video, it made me happy inside that a bully realized what they did. But we're going to talk about where do we see these types of things happening and how, but we're going to talk about that when I get right on break.
The QTV Show with Kwame Wynn is sponsored in part by Jotkoff Financial Group, Certified Public Accountants, Certified Financial Planners.
Now that health reform is law, you cannot be denied health insurance coverage, but you can pay too much.
As a single mom, I was convinced that we could not afford health insurance until I spoke to the people from ICANN, who told me that I qualified for a special enrollment and a subsidized rate. Now I get so much more for so much less.
Call now and get the ICANN mobile app free. So don't wait another minute. Call ICANN, get covered, save money.
Art Tees Rock is pleased to help support this week's Q Show with Kwame Wynn. Go wild at Art Tees Rock.
So where do we see these issues? Viewers, where do we see them? I'd like to hear you guys' opinion on where do we see these issues. But on my opinion, we see these issues in schools, we see these issues in public areas, we see these issues online. And let me tell you something about online is cyberbullying. I mean, this is one of the biggest, hugest issues that America's faced today with the teens, and how we see the cyberbullying. When people go online and they start threatening people or blackmailing people, that's bullying. That's called cyberbullying. People might not know that, but whenever you go on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or Snapchat and you verbally attack somebody on social media and you keep attacking them and saying bad things about them, that is called cyberbullying. And why do we see these issues, viewers? Why? I want to hear your opinion on why is this happening? Why do we see people turning to social media and getting at somebody else or trying to downgrade them? Why do we see that? My opinion on why do we see that is because you see a lot of teens nowadays, they don't have an outlet to go to. So when you don't have an outlet to go to and you have social media, I guess they use that towards their advantage to put all their emotions in that realm, as far as if it's Facebook or Snapchat, they put their emotions into that and let it out. And then guess what that does? It eggs on things.
The following is a paid advertisement for Time Life's
Arts in Depth is brought to you in part by Riverside.
Las billeteras grandes, abultadas e incómodas es como tener un ladrillo en tu bolsillo cada vez que te sientas. Presentamos Dura Wallet, la billetera más delgada.